I thought my owl might pique your interest.
你每次都这样讲。
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominis and the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
你也蛮厉害的，这样子就可以联想到这里。或许我们应该避开敌人的注意，我们要发动攻击。我觉得发动攻击是最好的防御，我们再来发动攻击吧。
We need to see what they're doing. I say we
对，
take them
干掉
head
对
on.
方。
Let's bury some enemies.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
好，
After
走。
you.
我先请，是不是？好哦。果然，能打的就只有我一个。
Once again, we could fight our way through or be discreet.
You know which one I'd choose.
我喜欢小心行事，我们小心行事好吗？好。
And the fun is over.
Fun is a relative term.
It is. And that was relatively fun. I should tell you. Rumor is this mine was closed long ago due to an infestation.
Revelio.
又是蜘
So
蛛。
nice. Nothing I haven't seen before.
对，
That's
蜘蛛
the
我也
spirit.
熟了。好，进去了。滚下去。
All around.
This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed after accidents were reported. Now I see why.
I don't see any goblins in these webs.
Too disgusting for even a spider to prey on.
好坏哦。
How many of Ranrock's loyalists are in here?
我也想知道啊。
Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the soulless eyes, or the venomous fangs, or any number of endearing qualities, really.
啊，你喜欢吗？
We've still not seen a single rune symbol.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
An unwelcome distraction at that.
We have another fight on our hands.
Why am I not surprised?
射爽哎！
You certainly cleared the room.
You're not a bad chap. For a Slytherin.
For a Ravenclaw, you certainly have a lot to learn.
Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece.
哦，真的吗？
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
好，这个世界仿佛做一阵水雾飘回到我身边。我失去意识多久了？我只记得他的双眸。两眼空洞无神，没错，眼神中的哀伤消失了，但同时我还记得自己看着痛苦消散时，内心感到了一阵快乐。但接着一切开始逐渐变得掉。我倒下的时候肯定是撞击的头部，我感受不到，也看不到伤痕，却有种抽痛的感觉。但愿这不是黑死病才好，至少他不再感受到痛苦了。哇，感觉好像是吸枪了耶。
What do you have there?
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this mystery.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols and ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
是吗？
Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft.
对啊，我想这里看起来就是能过的样子啊。
And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit.
来吧。
Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do.
万事通塞巴斯蒂安。
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
我们 trouble 还不够
I
多
know
吗？
that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Marenweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
对方要求我不能说，不告诉你。
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone.
A goblin? Tell me I'm wrong.
哇，这样你也猜得
No,
到？
goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went
哇，不
through?
管怎么样，他都要跟我起冲突就
I
对了。
haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
哎，你没有想清楚，
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh,
你最好想清
I
楚
know
你在讲什么啊！
precisely what I'm saying.
哼，
Unbelievable.
爱吵架就吵架，哼，我也不理你。
I hope Professor Fitzgerald has confirmed what she needed to. I have to complete the next trial as soon as I can.
啊，前校长致辞是不是？
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose.
每个都这样讲。
Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself.
这么惨，
You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
好，走，我们去校长室。
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
OK，找做坏事找教授就对了。教授，Long time no see。我披风又卡，我的裙子又卡在裤子里面，是不是？
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well. You'll need the password to get past the stone
费格教授
gargoyle. The
觉得
headmaster's
不是什
house
么问
elf
题
will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's
哦，
loyal
不一
to the
定哦。
headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice
Oh.
potion. You'll look and
我要来
sound
变
like
身
Professor
了
Black.。
Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
我突然发现，教授后面的有幻影头哎。
It ，
欸 ， ，
Professor
哇！只是喝药水饮料这
How
么
do you
痛苦吗？
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound? Convincing.
真
I've
的假
taken
的
the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
对啊，
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
哎，我现在只能用走的，是不是？好哦，我连魔法都不能用。
Professor, a moment of your time, please. Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
哦，真的吗？我来决定怎么做最妥当。我来决定。
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
完蛋
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth. Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor. Yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him.
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went
还
missing.
玩呢？
Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What? But, sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
Well, there's one for my diary.
为什么？
When I witnessed what passes for magic in these halls,
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
啊，奥米尼斯，你有什么事吗？
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses.
我是不是趁机在包袱？
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuba pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes.
我为什么要没
mustache
事找
paste.
事？
I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir?
哇，你不
You
是
go
看不到
see
吗，大哥？
yourself.
I assure you, I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's. I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the ministry.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say not
反正很
so
傻了，
sensitive.
再多打一点也没有关系。
The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What? nonsense. That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
那就这么办吧。
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why.
哇，古川夫人人也
Good
很
day,
好啊，
Madam Kagawa.
这样也要告诉我。
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now
Wow.
move along.
我都在跟空气讲话。
I hope it's not about anything I've been doing.
啊，
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
啊，
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
是的。
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
我为什么要？我就不能保持沉默吗？
Professor, I need to speak to you. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
我并不想念他，他在负责处理，我并不想念他。
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle.
被发现我常常在翘课啊。
On Professor Fig's behalf, I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
不是，大家都觉得我怪怪的，难道都没有人要识破的意思吗？
Leeway for Professor Fig?
看来我是一个令人搞不懂的男人呢。啊？
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Professor Black is happy with Scrope's performance as his house elf. There's no doubt in Scrope's mind.
真的吗？天啊！你的造型。
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the
为什么要这么
password
大
to
声
my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
你竟敢质疑我？
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
这与实力有关，这与我家族有关。
Of course I remember. It's the Black family reigns.
Is Master giving Scrope a test?
纯正协同。
Pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
In French?
Yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, but Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
我看起来超怪的啦，还走。
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
我这个会有时效，就是我没有在，就是指定的地方、指
Made
定
it
的
just
时
in
候
time.，It's wearing off.
没有在指定的时候
I can't believe
躲
it
起来
worked.，
会有怎么样吗？
Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.